Yo, what's up, world? It's your man Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT King of America. Welcome to day 2284 of Diabetes and I, the daily vlog series that I do to show you how I combat this type 2 diabetes with the 1-2, you feel me? Yo, if you're new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and check out the other videos here on the channel, such as my product reviews, my how-to videos for YouTubers, my TV and movie reviews, my reactions, my video clips, my shorts, my live streams, my daily vlogs that you're watching right now, and last but not least, my art video series, GOAT 1408 TV. Shout outs to the members of the live chat crew. Most notable members includes Evie Cavallo, the Greek goddess, Sexatrice 1408, Queen Candace, Michael Marshall, Life's Magical Journey, Life with Tasharia, and last but not least, my sis, the big sis of YouTube, Latanya Porter. Oh, excuse me, oops. I forgot Lala, the high five coach. I knew I forgot somebody in the live chat crew. I'm sorry. Don't beat me up, Coach Lala. Yeah, Lala, the high five coach, also part of the live chat crew as well. All right, shout outs in consideration to my bro Johnny Quest Gaming, who co-hosts the Nerd Script Club with me. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to him as well. Also, shout outs to the members of the 1408, which includes Life's Magical Journey, Detroit Soloist, Positive Crash Outs, Pretty Hard to Conqueror, Sexy Trees 1408, Kendi K All Day, Lala the High Five Coach, Scrabble Bees, Motivated to Soar, Charlene Hill, and last but not least, Deanna Troop. If you yourself would like to be a member of the 1408, you're gonna have to wait until we get back monetized here on the channel, you know, when we reapply in July. Meantime, between time, if you truly want to support Slim Jim Longfoot and all of my endeavors, check out the links in the description below, which includes the books I've written, the books I've drawn, the merchandise that I have, and last but not least, my sister's Cash App on behalf of my awesome niece Paris, who was shot on the 2nd of February back in 2022. Hashtag Paris Strong, hashtag Prayers for Paris. That's FOR or the number 4, Paris with 2 R's, y'all. With that being said, today is the 4th of June 2026. We have been doing this now. We have been doing this daily vlog thing now for 6 years and 3 months now. 6 years and 3 months of daily vlogging. 6 years and 3 months of daily vlogging, y'all. March the 4th, 2020 was when we started doing these daily vlogs. On a daily basis, every day for the past 6 years and 3 months. That's wild. That is wild. You could have told your boy. I'm still shocked now that 6 years and 3 months. What the crap? Like, I don't know. But you sure could have told me 6 years and 3 months ago that, yeah, you're going to be doing a daily vlog every day for 6 years. I'm like, man, nah, dog. The greatest motivator to doing anything is to live, to be alive, to live life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything that I've done for the past 6 years, or the 6 years before that, or the 6 years before that, or the 6 years before that. But you know what I'm saying? The fact that I can go back and look is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Even though you weren't a part of this, but you were a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're alive during the same time that I'm alive, or even if you ain't, if you watching this 20, 30, 40 years from now, and you want to just go back in time and go see a particular day in the 2020s, because at this point I have documented almost every day of the 2020s, you know what I'm saying, from the first year of the 2020s, the year 2020 up until now 2026. You can go back and get a synopsis, a snapshot, if you will, of this decade, of this time, of the craziness of this time, from the days of the pandemic to everything that has happened since then, from the first go around of this situation we got going on with the idiocracy, and the time in between that and where we're at now, you know what I'm saying? And just being in the zone of what the world going on. Like, dang, like when I started this 6 years ago, like my nephew just graduated from high school 6 years ago. Shoot, he was 12. You feel me? 6 years ago, his little brother was 8. 6 years ago, their little sister was 4. Now they are 18, 14, and 10. You feel me? So crazy how time has flown. Just in their perspective. You know what I'm saying? For me, I mean, I was younger than I am now, but I'm still, thankfully still here, because that was the whole reason to start this, because I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Coulda died February 27th, 2020, still here. And here we are today, June 4th, 2026. We are here to bloom in June. And as I think about today, going to go see a movie of a franchise, of a property that I loved as a kid and throughout the decades since. Keeping up with, the moderations of it, you know what I'm saying, the evolutions of it over the past 40 plus years. And finally we getting a movie, a new movie that is more in line with the story of the franchise than the movie that first came out almost 40 years ago. And that, I'm talking about Masters of the Universe. For those that don't know, if you grew up in the 80s, you should know Masters of the Universe. I mean, that shouldn't even be a thought. And if you're an 80s head, then it's not like, oh, you gotta think back in your cerebral cortex. What was Masters of the Universe? I mean, if you know, you know. You kept up with stuff. You feel me? It ain't like it was just, oh, way back when. I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know how y'all mind work, but I know how mine work, and I know how my mind work. And it's like that wasn't that long ago. You know what I'm saying? But then when you sit up and calculate it and think about it and start doing the maths, and then you're like, dang, it's been a minute. And when you compare it to when that time was now, and you like, oh, that's a vast difference. Because just think like 40 years ago was 1986. Back in 1986, 40 years ago was 1946, which to me was ancient times. You feel me? I mean, 1946, my parents weren't even born yet. You know what I'm saying? So you go back 40, go back to the year 1986, 40 years earlier, my parents weren't even a thought. You feel me? And so now you go back 40 years, that was when I was a kid, and my parents were, young, and my sister was young. But you go back to 1946, which is now 80 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's like, but that was ancient times. That was black and white movies, and all the segregations, all the disgusting. Back when America was great, if you get it. but but yeah, them times, them times that we don't need to go back to. You feel me? But it's a funny thing, because depending on your perspective, people won't want to go back to the 80s as well. Because during that time, there was a war on drugs, and we know who was funding that. But that's another story. If you know, you know. But anyway. But time is a trip though, y'all. Time is a trip, and like today is day 2284. 2284. What was going on in 2284? Wait, I'm saying that like that was a year that done passed. That's way in the future. That I'll be 304 years old that year. I'll be a 304 that year. I'll be a 304 that year. I'll be a 304 that year. So. But yeah. But yeah. 2284, man. That's wild. That's wild. Shout outs to if anybody from the year 2284 actually watches this. Like, that's crazy to even think about. You're watching a person who was born over 300 years before you talk to you. Like, I can't even imagine, like, who was 300 years before us. Like, what we at right now? 2026, 1726. Jeez. So what was going on in 1726 other than disgusting behavior? You know what I'm saying? Savages running in charge of the world, or these colonies at that time, because these were colonies in 1726. Shoot, most of the founding fathers wasn't even born yet at that time. The only person I could think of that was born at that time or alive at that time was Benjamin Franklin, because he was born in 1706, so he was 20 at this time, 300 years ago. Wow, 300 years ago. And just think, this year also marks what? This will be 200 years since the second and third president of the United States died. Next month will be 200 years since they died. They died on the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. John Adams, and the author of that, one of the most hypocritical people in the history of, in history, Thomas Jefferson. So yeah, that part. But yeah, how time is going. Dang, that's 200 years ago, and then you think 1926 is 100 years ago, and you want to think, oh, 1926, that's 100 years ago, that's a long time ago. That ain't really that long ago. Not in the perspective of things. And then when you think about who was around at that time, this, that, and the third, because just think 1926, that was just a year before Coretta Scott King was born. You know what I'm saying? People who have been a part of the landscape of our society or pop culture, whatnot, were coming into, were being born in the 1920s. People who were, in their 30s and 40s in the 1950s and 60s. You feel me? These were people who became well known. You know what I'm saying, in pop culture or whatnot at the time or whatever. Like the 1920s was the beginning of a lot of the modern people who were coming into play. Like Martin Luther King Jr., he was born in 1929. And it's so crazy when you sit up and think about that, and it's like, man, 1929, in the grand scheme of things, just seemed ancient times ago. But then when you think about how old he was when he was taken out, he was only 39 years old. He didn't even make it to the age of 40. You feel me? We still have two of his kids who are alive right now. You know what I'm saying? The youngest, both of them have lived longer than him. The youngest just turned 63 this year. The baby, who was 5 years old, who turned 5 years old a week before he was taken out. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, crazy when you sit up and think about the grand scheme of things, and how life is, and how we go back 100 years, to when Martin Luther King Jr.'s parents were alive. And if I'm not mistaken, Christine, I believe her birthday, I believe dang, I don't forget now, because I think she was born the same year as Coretta, or a year older than Coretta, if I'm not mistaken, because Coretta was born in 1927. Malcolm X was born in 1925, so that was over 100 years ago, 101 years ago to be exact. Dr. Ferris. She was born the same year as Coretta as well. She was actually younger than Coretta, because Coretta was born in April, Christine was born in September. So both of them would have been 100 years old next year. Their centennial years or next year. I met Dr. Ferris, Christine King Ferris, 30 years ago, back in April of 1996. That was the one time that I met her in person. We had the same doctor at the time. But yeah, man, like, you sit up there and think about that, and like my grandparents were alive 100 years ago. My mom's parents, 100 years ago, they were alive. They were on this earth. The people who birthed my mom were alive 100 years ago, a century ago. So 100 years ain't that long ago in the scheme of things, people. 100 years is not that long ago. My mother's parents were alive a century ago at this time. 100 years ago at this time was their life. their lifetime. So it ain't like, oh, that long time ago, y'all worried about something that happened way before you born. Like, no, that's in a life. That's in the lifetime of people who I knew. I didn't, my mom's dad wasn't alive when I was alive, but I knew her mama who died when I was 8. So I knew people who were alive a century ago. You feel me? Who was alive? What's today? June the 4th, June the 4th, 2026. I knew somebody who was living on the day of June the 4th, 1926. I knew somebody who was alive 100 years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? So don't sit up here and act like, oh, that's a long time ago. You feel me? I knew somebody who was alive 100 years ago. To sit up there and think about that fact. To think about that fact that I knew somebody who wasn't just goo goo gaga. Like my grandmama at this time 100 years ago was 14 years old. She's the age that my nephew is right now. You know what I'm saying? He is 14, just graduated from the 8th grade. His big brother just graduated from high school. So I knew somebody who was aware and living life 100 years ago. You feel me? So crazy. Do you know someone who was alive 100 years ago? Not just crawling around in some diapers, but who was actually alive. You know what I'm saying? Living, playing, talking, conversing, living this life and everything that was going about in it, So comment below, which I'm quite sure, most of y'all at this point do know people who was alive 100 years ago, especially if you're in my age group. So that part. But yeah, man. Time is a trip, man. Time is a trip. Anyway, that's enough of my time talk. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to my aunt. Today is the eve of my aunt and my cousin's birthdays. Also, one of my friends who is a rapper by the name of Angelina, who has been drawn here on GOAT 1408 TV. All 3 of their birthdays are tomorrow on the 5th of June. And we are getting ready to check their blood sugar. I check their blood sugar at least once a day, at the most 3 times a day, before breakfast, before lunch, and before dinner. That part. I went down that rabbit hole about time. Oh yeah, I was talking about Masters of the Universe and how 40 years ago and then the 40 years before that and we started talking about the old century and 2284 and I'm a 304. I don't know. We be talking, man. And if y'all sit up and be listening to this, man, y'all just as crazy as me. I appreciate y'all. For rocking with your boy, for being a part of the GOAT Nation, because that's what it's all about, man. We just here. And of course, for those who are coming here for the first time, my daily vlogs are pre-recorded, y'all. These daily vlogs are pre-recorded, so whoever you are, watching this as it premieres, I appreciate you. If you're watching in the premiere of this daily vlog, I appreciate you. If you're watching in the replay, laid back, way back in the playback, Maybach, I appreciate you as well. You feel me? That part. Yeah, it is. So, just checked my blood sugar. I just checked my blood sugar. Yeah. Alright. Okie dokie. Yeah, we out here being loony, y'all. Don't mind me. The world was crazy. Enough said. That used to be an old phrase of mine. That guy used to sign out with on my IMDb account back in the day when I used to leave comments over there about movies and TV shows. The world was crazy. Enough said. Yeah, it did. Shout out to Stan Lee. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for It is time for the Goat Nation shoutouts. Shout Goat Nation shoutouts. Shoutouts. Goat Nation shoutouts. Shoutouts. Goat Nation shoutouts. Goat Nation shoutouts. Shoutouts. Goat Nation shoutouts. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing something, y'all. Don't mind me. We just out here, man. We just out here. We just out here. We out here. We out here. We out here. Here. Yeah, man. Alright. Okay, okay. In the lives, yeah, we dropped 2 lives recently. Yeah, we did yesterday live in the ATL. We did live in the ATL. Your boy was out here doing some things. As was said, I gotta have our coach said, love me some summertime with the emojis. You dig, dag on it, for real though. And she also said, goats doing goat things. You feel me? That part. Shout out to I gotta have our coach who currently has 2.63K subscribers with 493 videos. Channel been around since February 15th of 2024 with 121,422 views on the channel. You dig? And Latanya Porter said, be careful with the thumbs up, the strong arm, and the praying hands, and say, hey, bro, looking good. Appreciate it, sis. Appreciate it. Big sis who currently has 136 subscribers with content like no other because she has no content. You dig? That part. And let's see who was here for the live chat replay. Who was in the live chat? We had Bobby Jean Lane TV was in the building yesterday. Bobby Jean doing a thing. Appreciate you for sliding through Bobby Jean Lane TV. Most definitely appreciate it there. And now let's see who was here for the Tuesday night live that we did. We did the Tuesday night live. We were talking. We were talking in that thing during the Tuesday night live. We had Latanya Porter say, hey, bro, what's happening, sis? The Solomon Project said the GOAT, you feel me? I believe he was talking about MJ because we were talking about MJ that night. Or he was talking about me, you know. But, you know, that part. Shout out to the Solomon Project who currently has 385 subscribers with 559 videos. Channel been around since May 10th of 2024. Currently with 52,278 views on the channel. And Lala also said, Lala the high-five coach said, those are pretty big numbers. Y'all showed up for Mike. I still haven't seen it yet. Gonna wait till it hit YouTube's. Hey, that part. Because I did forget, yeah, YouTube do be showing movies. So who knows? It probably will be on YouTube soon. So you feel me? That part how it be like that there. In the live chat, who we had in the live chat? We had Philosophia Unveiled or Philosophia Unveiled, Sleepless Night 6021, Notebook L Mover View in the building. Let's see. We had Batoro Slice in the building. We also had Brooklyn Beauty TV was in the building. Holistic Hip Style herself was in the building. Augustina Rodriguez was in the building. Kendi K All Day was in the building. Dolores01 was in the building. Kiana Fontanes was in the building as well. And that was it. Oh yeah, I forgot I was playing some musics. I got that gonna do a what you call it? For the music. I can't do no remix on that. Dang it. I wish I could. That would be cool. But yeah, that's everybody who was in the building though. On all that there. Did we drop any shorts yesterday? Yeah, we did drop a short of my dad's lady sticks that he have carved out. You know, so shout outs to my dad, aka the Archer. You feel me? Lala the high-five coach said artistry with the stars, you did. Latanya Porter said looks great, father. Awesome job. You feel me? That part. Videos. Let's see. Yesterday we got day 2283. Who was here for that thing? Let's see who was here in the building. We had PNTS by Tanger Music said, let's go today. Yeah, I just watched it. Hey, appreciate you, Tangier Music, sliding through with 258 subscribers, 208 videos. Channel been around since June 25th of 2023, going on 3 years this month with 104,045 views on the channel. La the High Vibe Coach said, "Hey Legacy, you did with the big mouth," and also with the goat emoji. Appreciate you, La for sliding through on that there, and in the live chat, Oh, I forgot. I don't think I did the cinematic yesterday. I'm sorry. I just realized that. I don't think I did the cinematic yesterday. I said I was gonna do the cinematic because y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I said I was gonna do the cinematic yesterday, and I just realized because it's been so long. My folk came through yesterday in the live chat for 2282, and I said I was gonna do the cinematic, but I just remembered that I did not do it. Estrella Garcia was there yesterday, and I just remember I did not do the cinematic yesterday. So today I am going to do the cinematic because it just occurred to me that I had thought about it yesterday. I'm like, I didn't do the cinematic. I know I didn't because I put funky instead of cinematic. I'm putting cinematic today though. You know what I'm saying? Whether Estrella shows up or not, but I'm putting it today because she showed up the day before yesterday, and I was gonna put cinematic countdown on yesterday's daily vlog, and I forgot to because I'm so used to not doing it now. But I'm gonna do it today though because Estrella showed up 2 days ago, and I'm doing it today. But if she don't show up today, then I'm not doing it tomorrow. That part. But anyway, thank y'all for sliding through. Thank y'all for making it do what it do and does what it does. We out here, baby. Stay blessed up. Continue to live your life, live your life, live your life. Manifest greatness, maintain greatness, and motivate others to be great on that spiritual level, on that emotional level, on that mental level, on that physical level, on that financial level. Can you do that for your boy? Can you do that for your boy? I know you can. We up out of here, y'all. Video, playlist. Watch them all, alright? And get ready on the Nerd Strip Club tonight for the review. That part. One love.